Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mrs. Shields?
I too looked up some laws in other towns, and first I want to say that when I had asked the chief to define, unlawful, he gave us the information about defining what noise was, because as Carl Snowden was saying, he needed to know that, and which he gave us that. I faxed the ordinance over to the American Civil Liberties Union. They did not respond, so I'm quite sure that it wasn't a glaring infraction on someone's civil liberties. Also, in the city of Chester, the NAACP brought an action under USC section 1314, claiming that an ordinance of the city of Chester regulating the use of sound amplifying equipment in the streets and in public places violated the United States Constitution, and the court decision was that it did not violate the freedom of speech of the plaintiff. And the number of hours during which a sound truck may be operated set forth, and an attempt is to made to regulate the volume of sound to which the amplifying. Then Gainesville was an ordinance saying that Gainesville noise ordinance, excessive sound within the limits of a city is a condition which has existed for some time, and the amount of intensity of such sound is increasing. Such excessive sound is detrimental to the public health, safety, welfare, and the quality of life of the residents of the city. In saying that, a couple years back when we did the 4-2, which was strictly targeted to college students, and I felt sorry for them. I remember so clearly that I met at neighborhood Arden Moore off of Snow Hill Road. And I met with a group of people in the field. Dusk to dark. I think Mr. Speed was there, and Councilwoman Coyne was there at night. And one of the very concerns they had was, what was the police going to do about 2 homes that was consistent of having loud parties? They wanted something done, and they felt that the police was not doing enough to combat that. Some of these folks were senior citizens, some were young parents, and many senior citizens, and I'm going to shift to that, are victimized. They're afraid to come out and maybe complain because of retaliation. And that could also be crowds shooting crap, like in some neighborhoods, boys will be on the street shooting crap, which is illegal. Loud talking, dogs barking. I remember clearly a lady on Dover Street had a problem with pit bulls or something, and she had to go to court because of the dogs, and the people were letting the dogs out and they were barking, so she had a problem with that, and they were intimidating her. But this is something that was already on the books, and we're just putting it back in. I feel comfortable with this particular ordinance. I don't feel that it's violating my constituency. I don't feel like it's violating the Hispanic community. I think it's going to help the neighborhoods, not just targeting college students, because I think the college students, and I have something to give you too that I found. I have something to give you to help you. And I think that working together, as you say you want to do, to make the students a better community, we may have less complaints, and hopefully we do. But how about the ones who disregard the law? Because average young person today does not obey the law. When I was coming up, I was afraid of a police officer. You carry a gun and you were in uniform, you got the utmost respect from me. I respected ministers. You see kids now don't respect preachers, teachers, the average young person today, and even their parents don't. So I think that unfortunately this law has, and also people are concerned about being in prison. They're not going to ECI. ECI is the prison. If a person's working and they're given, say, 2 days in jail, if they're working, they get work release. Sometimes people serve weekends for DUI. Community service. If you're a college student, your first offense, I can't believe a judge would give someone 90 days for the first offense. Now, what they do, and I don't see anybody defending these young people, is when they handcuff 10-year-olds in school and carry them off to jail. No one's defending that. That's okay. Just sending children to prison, 13, 14, 16. making them adults because of the crime they commit. So these are, and we're worried about people maybe that's 19, 20, 21, 50, 60, going to prison, and they might be working, lose their job. They're not going to lose their job. They want a work release, because the first thing a judge asks, are you in school or do you have a job? And if you say, yes, I have a job, you're going to be let out for work release. But I do not believe for the first offense that a judge is going to give you 90 days in jail.
Thank you, Mrs. Shields.